As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond.
What more do you want from me? Spartans, prepare for glory.
Yup. Come on. Yo. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. Let me know if the audio's straight before we get this party on and rocking. Come on. Riggs, they tried to sabotage us, baby. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Come on. Hey. Ho. Lego. All right. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, Cowboy Nation. Of course, this is the wonderful time of the year. Thank you. Playoff time for your mind. And playoff week is right around the corner, right? It is in the building. And we will start talking about the opposing team on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then get things going on Sunday. But before we go into this, we got a lot of news to cover. And the cover news is Will McClay, of course, Dan Quinn. We talked about that last night. You're getting all of these requests from the Panthers, from the Commanders, from the Chargers, all of the C words, right? Carolina, Commanders, Chargers, all of them. So it is what it is, but not just him. News and notes and information is also Will McClay. Will McClay. Riggs. I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys, we just got to stay focused and get things going. The Dallas Cowboys, even though there are other teams that do the same thing of calling up interviews, calling up people to be able to be interviewed during the week, that's them. But when it's the Cowboys, everybody, I'm telling y'all, everybody is going to talk about it. So the levels of distraction is a little bit higher when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And we need to have all our focus in on Jordan Love. We need to have all our focus in on Aaron Jones. We need to have all our focus in on the philosophy of Matt LaFleur, what he like to do as relates to calling the game, right? And we need to have focus in on trying to win these playoff games. For the life of me, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business. And when the regular season is going on, they want everybody to be focused. But why not for the most important weeks, the playoffs? If that's the case in a scenario, then it should be that, hey, let's just make it a free for all. Any week you can interview any coach that you need. If it's week 6 and you really like that defensive coordinator over there, then you should have the ability to say, hey, you know what, I'm picking up the phone now. I'm calling that defensive coordinator. What's the difference? Riggs. I can't make this stuff up, man, Because if your regular season is over with and we finna start our postseason, and this is when the levels of concentration and when you got to play against more and physical and better opponents or what have you, you need to be locked in and focused. Now, here's my 1,000 truth. I don't care where any of these coaches go. I don't care whether even if Will McClay get another job elsewhere. But let that be when the season is over with. And the NFL need to get out of its own way. I get it. The Washington team is over with. There's no more games for them. So, yes, they would say, hey, I would like Dan Quinn. Oh, yes, I would like to interview Will McClay. Yes, I would like to interview somebody on the 49ers. Yes, I'd like to interview somebody on the whoever, ain't nobody calling the Eagles people. But y'all give me what I'm saying. So the NFL just need to pump the brakes and say, hey, your team is out of the tournament. Let's let those teams that's in the tournament focus. But there will be some people say, well, the person got the right to refuse that's in the postseason. Yes, they have a right to refuse. But sometimes these opportunities are very big. Right? And that's right, Matt Batten, appreciate you. C. Burleson, appreciate you. Right? Andrew, appreciate you. Martinez. Get breaking news. Beyonce breaks up with Jay-Z. And she pick up the phone and say, Andrew Martinez, are you available? Would you like to come down here to Houston, wherever they live at, New York? Are you going to hang up, Andrew? Or are you going to be like, no, I'm dating Ashaniqua, but this Beyonce right here, I don't know, man. I might have to rain check on Ashaniqua right quick and see what Beyonce, at least hear her out, Come on. Come on, man. Martinez, let me know what you gonna do. You gonna at least hear her out, you know what I'm saying? You can be the stepdad to those kids, man. You're a billionaire if you do that. You know what I'm saying? You're a billionaire, but y'all give me what I'm saying. Like Willie T, you give me what I'm saying, right? Willie T, Rihanna, Riri breaks up with her man, her dude, and she say, well, I got 2 kids, I'm about done on my luck. But Willie T, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling you, and I'm going to pay for your tickets to fly out wherever we at. Are you interested? You know what I'm saying? Willie T said, look, man, I'm dating somebody right now. But I think I can put that on the back burner right now. Now, all I need to bring is an umbrella. Yeah, okay, I got your umbrella. Ella, You gonna bring your beyond? You gonna bring your umbrella and everything? That's just what it is. Willie T gonna be out there with an umbrella and everything, saying, "Hey, big head, how you doing?" Shit. Yes, it is. Benny says in the chat, Riri or B, he folding. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of fellas gonna fold just a little bit. And I'm not saying that the Washington team is a Beyonce, or Trina. You know what I'm saying? They ain't none of them. But it's just what it is. It's, hey, he need to be locked in and focused in on how to stop this run against Aaron Jones this week. He don't need to be saying, all right, let me Skype. Can I Skype or Zoom you? Because it's a different story when you're interviewing for a job for like 5 figures. I get it. I remember my first job for $40,000. I was sitting there like, yeah, I'm cool. But it's a different type of pressure when you get an interview for a 6-figure job. Shoot, you're going to be up all night. You're going to be up all night making sure you're going over everything. And I don't care if it is a Zoom call, I don't care what you're saying. You're going to put that on the back burner. And newsflash, this is not even a 6-figure job they interviewing for. They interviewing for a 7-figure job. So, yes, they going to sweep it on the rug like, yeah, I got enough time in the day. But his focus, just like Kellen Moore last year. Kellen Moore last year, his focus wasn't on the 49ers. Shoot. He was trying to see, okay, so I'm going to interview for this Chargers coaching position, and I'm going to make sure that I have my right smile, my right tie on, my lucky socks. And I'm going to make sure I stay up all night to let them know that, hey, these 4 curl routes can work. My system is working properly. Right? He wasn't worried about no doggone. It showed it on the tape. We had an unbelievable performance against the Bucs. Two different mindsets, two different strategies. Man, we didn't see a single slant in that 49ers game. And I'm not putting the game that was lost on Kellen Moore last year. But I'm trying to tell y'all, man, when you trying to interview for those jobs, it goes beyond that. The wife is asking, hey, how's the school over there? What area we going to stay at? And then the other family members, did you get the job? Did you get the job? How did you do in the interview? So that's just how it's going to be, y'all. So the NFL, in my opinion, need to really just pump the brakes, man. You got the offseason is longer than Shaq feet. You can do all of the interviews you want once everybody is out of the playoffs. And basically, Super Bowl week is only 2 teams. If you want to interview somebody after the Super Bowl, then have at it. But why would you fight all what you can to get to the postseason to have a lot of people knocking at your door? Hey, man, we want to interview you now, you know. Come on. No, they need to stop that. The priority need to be, hey, we trying to win. We trying to get to the Super Bowl. And if you really want my services, you would want me to do the same for you when you are in this spot. Respectfully, we're going to have to decline. Or respectfully, we need for you to scoot and get out of our faces. Right? Yeah, north of the border says, I don't think Quinn is going anywhere. Yeah, I feel you that. I feel you on that. But it's just the ideology. You know, Willie T and my guy Andrew, they might not even go anywhere. They probably don't even like Beyonce nor Riri. I'm just throwing some names out there, you know, or Ice Spice, you know. Ain't nobody returning Sexy Red number, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Sexy Red called you. Nah, she got too many of them, you know. And we don't want to. I'm rich. The woman got her own money. But neither here nor there. Yeah, all of these distractions will throw you off. And I appreciate y'all. Let me make sure that, you know, all is well before we start playing the audio. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. It appears that, you know, the internet is a little crazy. So what I'm going to do here, and I think it's more so on the Facebook side too, because I'm using Restream, and I'm trying my best not to get distracted from the internet being bad. You know what I'm saying? But Glenn Capers says Kellen game plan for the 49ers was Schultz and an H-back, and that's it. Yeah, he lost all of his game plan. yeah, he lost all of his game plans there. So it is what it is. All right, audio is good though. I'm good now though. Okay, good. All right, Mariah Carey side chick. Andre says Martinez salute to you. He says he will pick Beyonce, but Mariah Carey got to be the sides. Oh my gosh, man. All right. Appreciate you, man. You better be careful though, bro. You better be careful.
Raise that out of sight, and they won't let me do that. But
can y'all hear the audio before we get things going? And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, this will be Jerry Jones on his comments with Mike McCarthy, as well as all of the dealings that's going on in this particular, you know, coaching strategy of letting these guys coach.
I just take it as it comes.
Appreciate y'all, man, so much for tuning in. There we go.
All right. Jerry, there's been several reports over the last 24 hours that, the Panthers, Chargers, Commanders, they've all reached out and asked for permission to interview Dan Quinn, your defensive coordinator. Are you confident that you're going to be able to keep him around for a third hiring cycle in a row?
Well, let me put it like this. We've had several of our coaches. We've had several notices. We don't have to give permission anymore under the most circumstances. But we've had several of our coaches already receive letters of request. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you have success is your coaches become available for elevations and opportunities. and it happens throughout your organization, and so that's just part of it. And the league is built so that it promotes advancement of coaches and basically executives that have been a part of a successful team.
And Jerry said,
no doubt, and the league also have a Rooney rule, the new Rooney rule, whereas you got to interview a minority, and minorities, do get a chance to, for example, if Al Harris get a job for the Panthers or Joe Witt Jr. get a job for the Chargers or something like that, far as being an advancement, then in return we get a third-round draft pick. And you know what we can will and deal with a third-round draft pick. Now, I don't know the rulings on executives like a Will McClay, who was a minority, who's a brother from another mother of Jerry Jones. I don't know if that rule still qualify for him to get those type of advancements or what have you, because it is what it is. But here's the craziest thing of it all, ladies and gentlemen. There are no salary caps for coaching staff and executives. So when you're talking about a promo, is it by title alone? Because I'm thinking that Jerry Jones got, Shaq feet money. He got long money. He got yacht money and all of that stuff. I'm quite sure whatever, if he really want them, if you really want Willie McClay to stay here, and if you really want Dan Quinn to stay here or whoever, he can say, name your price. I got you. What they talking about? Now, every tub must sit on his own bottom. That's what old folks say down here in Mississippi. But I'm going to tell you, every man wants his own castle too, So it's a different story when you are able to walk through your own house with your whitey tighties on to the refrigerator, right? It's just a different type of vibe. But when you in somebody else's house, you got to put on all your clothes and everything. It's a different story. When you sit on your throne at your own house, you have the door wide open because it's yours. Now, most coaches have that complex, whereas they want to be the king of their castle, right? They don't want to share rooms with anyone, and that's just how that is. Egos, and that's just what it is. That's what Beyonce said. It's too big. It's too wide. Oops, wrong channel. My bad. Yeah, but that's just what it is. Big egos. So it's nice that we had Dan Quinn here for these last 3 years, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. So he don't know what it feels like of winning only 10 games or winning only 9 games, right? So Dan Quinn is a guy that may look at this and say, all right, well, I'm gonna sell off and I'm gonna go somewhere else this year. I done gave y'all 3 years of it. But, at the end of the day, I look at it from this perspective too. Sometimes people are called just to be a defensive coordinator. Right? Wade Phillips, I think that he's a brilliant guy. Brilliant guy. But he's not a head coach. He's not one. Sometimes people are in wrong positions, right? Wade Phillips was a real good guy, and he proven, when he went to other teams. Look, everywhere he went as a DC, top 3, top 4 defensive coordinator, right? Number 1 defense, number 2, etc. The same storyline to me is even with Dan Quinn. I think that he's built for being a coordinator, not a head coach. He's a great communicator. He's a brilliant guy. I think that he focuses in, and if you go out there, if you've been out to Oxnard in these last 3 years, in these last 3 years with Dan Quinn, you see that he put his hands on the players. He know how to identify with the players. He know how to work with the players. It reset it, y'all, again? Yeah, man, there's something wrong with YouTube on that side. But I appreciate y'all. Leave and come back in. That's just been the secret. You got to leave out and come back in, refresh. They're doing servers updates on YouTube, right? It takes all of the month of January and parts of February. So New year, new beginning, new whole bunch of things. So y'all bear with us, okay? So that's just how I see it. Now, Will McClay, I think that he's in his own groove. I think the world of Will McClay, we've seen the growth aspect of him with the Dallas Cowboys and how the Cowboys are eligible to take a talent and excel with talent, find somebody on the scrap heats, and all of a sudden this person getting paid big money. I think that Terrence Steele getting paid big money, right? Deron Bland being able to find that brother, shoot, you got 9 INTs for the season. You're going to get paid big money whenever it's necessary, right? But let's listen to the rest of this right quick.
Same sort of thing. Albert Breer reported just within the last hour that Will McClay's also generated a lot of interest, and that, you know, Carolina's interested in talking to him. So is Washington. Same sort of question. Do you have confidence that Will McClay is comfortable here in Dallas, and you won't have to, you know, fight with any other teams for him?
I will really say to you, without trying to be evasive in any way, we have had over a handful, and by the time the day is over, we may have 3 handfuls of requests to talk. And so Will definitely is one of the ones that get talked to, but we'll have as many as 15 or 20 before we're through.
Jerry Jones here.
Very common nowadays because of the turnover that you have around the NFL. But you can't in any way be discouraged by that. And as a matter of fact, you might even want to encourage that, because that creates a real opportunity for somebody to come in and advance their careers by joining you when you have a vacancy. And we'll probably have several vacancies this year.
Jerry, I have a general question about that, just to try to keep diving inside
Putting that
your
lipstick
business
on that
mind
pig.
to steal some of the success one day. Because I remember being in the car the 2 times that it was announced that Dan Quinn was staying. But just in general, when talking someone into returning, is that like is that a challenge that gets you revved up? Do you have a special strategy to it because you somehow manage to pull it off way more often than not? Or does it usually just come down to who writes the biggest check at the end of the day?
Well, you've got to have some logic behind why maybe another year or two would change the scene for him and have a better situation and better opportunities. So it's a combination of those things, because if they were looking at a situation that would improve their finances, then that's something you have to talk about and should talk about as well. But certainly that's a part of it, is if you do want to keep somebody, then
right,
you have the ability to counter it. But here's the thing that I want to make sure is I had a guy one time tell me, I went to see him about Exxon giving a
because it's one of those things, y'all. So and we're gonna just kill the YouTube, the Facebook, and let's see if that helps at least some of it. And it appeared that it may have helped some of it. And if you guys are watching on the YouTube page, leave and then just come back in, just refresh, and then that should clear up some of the lags there, far as the frame rate being dropped. And what I would do here for the future is only go live independently just on YouTube instead of having it going to Facebook as well as Twitch and the other platforms. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and just refresh and let me know if y'all can give me a thumbs up when y'all ready, and we'll be ready to go with it. Boy, we got the bill playing while it's in the air, baby. That's just life, y'all. You know, that's just life. And okay, Matt Batten said I'm good. Where we at right now? We in week 6 and week 7 of the NFL season. We had to refresh. We coming off of the 49ers loss right now. Come on, baby. Y'all back with me. Come on, baby. Shame.
Shame. Shame.
Shame on y'all.
Shame.
It should be good to go now, though. because I'm looking at the numbers. You know, I'm a stat guy, so I'm looking at the numbers on the screen here, and if I could do a poll of like all of the people that been having issues, shout out to my guy Sky and Vach. I think they use Restream as well, and a few of my other friends they use Restream, and I'm quite sure that they've been having little issues too of going in and out and glitchy services. So it could be just Restream because I'm looking at everything now. It looks pretty sharp on my end. So we good. Let's go. As a matter of fact, did y'all hear that Jerry Jones was saying? Because it stopped completely, didn't it? Okay, so we got 93 people. Let me know how many people we got watching before we get going. I shut the YouTube. I shut the Facebook down, y'all. So if y'all was on watching the Facebook, I shut that one down. So y'all roll with me over here on the YouTube sides of things. You know. I don't need Restream now. You know. We just go with one, and then we would just repost it over to Facebook. That's how we would do, you know. You got to keep in mind, man, we got over 60,000 folks over there on Facebook, and I never want to leave those guys out of the loop. Yeah. So appreciate y'all. Okay, so we rolling. We got at least 100 folks in here, right? The ratio is very bad, though. You got over 100,000 subscribers, but only 100 folks follow me, you know, on the channel. That's weird, huh? That's weird, huh? You know, I'm just messing with y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's go. Let's go. We good now.
You'll want to contribute to it, Exxon. And Jerry said, governors, senators come and go. Exxon's infinity. We're going to give you, little governor, some money. Exxon's infinity. So the facts are that I will say, including yours truly, the NFL is infinity relative to a story like that. And in a sense, the Cowboys are too. And all of us that get to be a part of this thing come and go. And so, we've got to put it together, and we value our relationship with everybody that's associated with. But as it would turn out right now, I can really use the word thousands that I've been associated with and paid a check to with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well said. We'll finish up with this, Jerry. We know you were asked about the reports about, Coach McCarthy's status and all that, and your statement after the Washington game at the end, we'll see how each game goes, seemed like it was leaving a door open for possibilities. Is there anything you would like to clarify, confirm, man, follow up when it comes to being asked about Coach McCarthy's status?
Well, I was a little surprised. I don't know how I could be any clearer. Coach McCarthy's under contract for next year.
Yeah. And
so that's not an issue. Secondly, I couldn't be more pleased with what he's done and how he's coached. Now, apart from sitting down and going over the daily receipts and going over the detail of everything we do out there, I don't know how you can answer a question any different than that. I certainly haven't sat down here right in the middle of the playoffs and started talking to him about something like a contract or something like that. Why would you do that? This is where he needs to have. He, by the way, is the busiest cat in all of Texas. Now, you talking about a one-armed paper hanger being busy, he is that.
Yeah.
And so the last thing that I want to do is spend any time talking with him about these kinds of things, on agreements, extension of agreements, especially when I've got one.
Yes.
So that's it. And I've said I couldn't be more pleased with what he's done, and I really mean it. He has really made as big a difference from his head coaching vantage point as anybody could from any vantage point in the NFL. He's the big difference this year.
No doubt. That was Jerry Jones on Mike McCarthy. I did a video yesterday compiling Mike McCarthy in his class session and how he likes to be a thorough, detailed teacher. And one of the things that I want to echo is that I don't think that this team was getting these type of ingredients, from a coaching staff in the previous years. I don't think they were. I think that, remember I was talking about who should be a coach, who shouldn't be a coach, and these sorts of things. Like Dave Campo, to me, Dave Campo always been a great defensive coordinator or positional coach, right? Not necessarily a head coach, right? Bill Parcells, a great head coach material. Controls the room, alpha male, when you start thinking of coaching matters in so many ways. Shane Gailey, I think he's a great coordinator, not necessarily a head coach material, right? And I'm not putting these guys in boxes, but Jason Garrett, to me, not necessarily an offensive coordinator, but maybe a quarterback's coach, right? I think that he would be a game facilitator in that light. And one of the things that Jason Garrett did greatly with this organization and franchise was with the development of Dak Prescott. We are seeing that how crucial and how beneficial it was for the growing pains for Jason Garrett and Dak Prescott to work on throwing mechanics and working on deliveries of the balls and making sure your feet are together and these sorts of things. So I'm not going to take that away from Jason Garrett, right? He's a real nice guy. Got a strong grip, too, when he shake your hand. But he is a real nice guy in that light, but just not a head coach. So what the Cowboys did for 13 seasons, whether it was Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett, they promoted these guys who were not proven, right? And I'm not trying to say that this is where it is at because it is wrong, but that's just what it is. So when we start to think of Mike McCarthy on his development and of players, and you've seen players reach back out when we first signed Mike McCarthy, like the Jermichael Finleys, a whole bunch of guys talk glowingly of Mike McCarthy, talk about how he was able to elevate and help these guys out from a philosophical aspect of it. We don't get a lot of people to say the same sentiments for Jason Garrett, in a sense, as it relates to coaching. Dave Campo, Wade Phillips, etc., right? So now that we are seeing the growth aspect of Dak Prescott, it's not just by chance. Remember what I was telling you guys about Kellen Moore. I said this with Kellen Moore. When you have peer-to-peer coaching, that's what that was with Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. There's nothing that Kellen Moore could pour into Dak Prescott to excel him. They already peaked and reached their ceiling. Matter of fact, some of the information that was given to Dak Prescott, he probably looked at it and said, yeah, from a homie aspect, I would take that. But, dog, let's not be, fake around here. In the back of his mind, I took your job, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. That is the reality of it, too, ladies and gentlemen. And when we start to talk about these things, I want to pull this clip up right quick. And this is Mike McCarthy coaching. We didn't see this in the previous administration.
You don't want to be over here because now your room for air in your throwing motion is bigger, okay? Okay, front shoulder, okay? Now, I've had a problem here. You're telling the guy to get away from center? What's natural? His front shoulders pops up. Bad news, okay? Because when you come back, you want your front shoulder line discipline to be level, okay? Because when you're throwing a football, I tell them all the time is throw downhill.
Throw downhill.
When you come off that back foot, you want that front shoulder down. You want your elbow in. You want the elbow in. The guy that said point to your target ought to be shot. That is not good. It's no different than throwing a punch. You don't throw a punch from out here. Your power is in tight.
Just ending it and thinking, oh, that's just an Aaron Rodgers throw to tight end. Yeah, that was just a lucky play. 8 years later, having Mike as my coach, understanding all that was a play that they've practiced time and time again. The importance of the practice, of the details, of the communication, being on the same page, what to expect in those crucial moments.
You don't want to be over here.
So the importance of the details of being on the same page, understanding why the ball must be on the play side of the field, knowing the reason why, that, there's a clear out path underneath so that CD Lamb can eat and demand the one-on-ones or what have you. For a rhyme of reasonings, principles, concept, and scheme. You see, and I'm not beating up Kellen Moore. I think he's still a brilliant guy. But when you run 4 curls out there and they dropping 6 and 7 DBs, they can sit on those routes. So now you want the quarterback to squeeze the ball into a tight window, right? And he got to be perfect in all thy way. If not, if the receiver runs the wrong option and they're not on the same page with the quarterback, it's picked off. It's going to make the quarterback ultimately look crazy, right? So when you have too many people in option routes been around for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, those routes were given to your Jay Novaceks of the world, your Jason Wittens of the world, right? Bigger tight ends, and sometimes or primarily your number one wide receiver who have unbelievable chemistry with your quarterback. Not everybody's privy to them. Now, the craziest thing on it, if all 4 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers, if they hitting those option routes really good, woo, it's a great concept. It's pretty much a real great concept. But if it's one person off, it's a terrible situation to be in. In the words of my God Future, it's just what it is.
It's an evil world we live in.
Come on with it. So that's just what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this particular team, we've seen some growth aspect from all that we've seen from the quarterback play. Even from the run scheme this year, we've seen some growth aspect of it. We've seen more tosses to the edge. We've seen more outside zone runs or what have you. And we've seen some drop-offs as it relates to overall principle when we got down into the red zone. And that's still an issue. But hopefully in these playoff games, we playing at the crib, these 2 games. And if it's all it takes is momentum, and we take care of business, put TCB in the chat. Y'all know where I'm going with this. We TCB, man, a lot of things can happen greatly for us. Also, I want to go over some of the things that we've been fighting for from a fan aspect. I think the players don't give a dog about it, but these are some of the talking points. No, let me circle back. Before we go over the talking points with the players. Bleacher Report did a report on the players, coaching, I meant to say, vacancies, opportunity. And we saw that they put the Harbaugh coach out here who's a champion now. I never knew that there was so many Michigan fans out here. If you are a Michigan fan, put it in the chat now, because I've been doing YouTube for a minute, man. And I said, man, while I was on Twitter, everybody, man, Big Blue, Go Blue, and all of that, man. Stay true. They were bringing out Charles Woodson and everybody, man. Hey, let me know, man, if you're a Michigan fan, because I know I got some Ohio State fans in the building and some Alabamas, but I didn't know I had that many Michigan fans up in here, man. Let me know. Don't y'all get quiet now. I want to see. I want to see all of the Michigan people. Jordan Hip Pocket. Yeah, I see you, Hot Boy 95. Come on. Yeah. Shoot, that Edwards was running good last night, man. Shoot. Yeah, OUs, we got a lot of OUs up in here. Shout out to the Hook'ems, too. Longhorns all in the house. Gig 'em, I see y'all. Matt says he a Penn, Penn State fan. Okay. Denard said, Williams says, is Tyler Smith playing? No, he will be back at practice tomorrow, though, and we'll find out. So it is predicated upon his practice week this week. Lombardi, roll tide. Hook 'em. I see you. Where the Gig'ems at? Man? Come on, where y'all at? You got Georgia Bulldogs in the house? If you're a Georgia fan, you probably sitting there like, man, them Eagles, man, they tarnishing my Bulldogs, man. Them Eagles. Boomer Sooner, okay. Prairie View, baby. I see you, Walter. Shout out to you, man. HBCU's in the house, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Wildcats, okay, good. Just checking, man. And I know I went over this the other day, but I want to say, if Jerry Jones left that window open, which he did, because contracts, we all know, we worked with contracts. Contracts can always be modified. So a contract is just as good as a sheet of paper. Contracts can always be modified, and they can always be cut loose real quickly. And we've seen that. You know, a lot of people seen that before. I'm old enough to remember coaches getting fired, and they had to still, in the college area, they still had to pay $70 to $80 million. I said, to send him home. These universities ain't broke, man. They sent that man home. Dan Quinn as a candidate. I already told you the reason why I don't like Dan Quinn as a head coach. I like him as a coordinator. And here's my reason why. If you've been out there to Oxnard and you've been out there in training camp, and you would see Dan Quinn working with these guys. You would see Dan Quinn. Let me see if I can find some footages when I was out there in Oxnard, man. You would see Dan Quinn always working with the fellas. And let me see. I got some Oxnard clips over here. You would see him working with the people. You know, that's Dan Quinn and his crew working with the people, man. Now, they ain't right. That's a brother right there. But it's on one of those clips. You'll see Dan Quinn more and more around the players. And I know this is my offensive series. I think it's on the next one. I have no ability to fast forward. But y'all get with what I'm saying. That Dan Quinn, he spit upon the players. He's always around the players. He's always there. And I know that's an offensive clip. Let me see if I can find my defensive clip. I'm going to find my defensive clip one way or another. Now I'm sitting on this Dan Quinn conversation. But he's always around the players. And if you think of it from this perspective of Dan Quinn, you would need for him to be that. Because I think that you lose some of that spontaneity with Dan Quinn when he's not. This 2 years ago, boo. It's that play that we all knew that my guy was gonna be that dude. He him all day. He's him all day. Now I'm all on searching for the Dan Quinn clip. Terrible YouTube today. YouTubing today is terrible for me today. But neither here nor there. Let me get out of here. Get out of here, Law. Get out of here. You can't find the Dan Quinn clips. Where the clips at now, Law? Where's the man? Where they at? I got all the training camp clips, but the wrong ones to elaborate on my point there. But neither here nor there. Y'all get me. Y'all follow the channel. Y'all know I was out there. I was there. Was you there? Yes, Law was there. I was there. I gave y'all clips and VO and everything. But Dan Quinn have the ability, the utmost ability to be a player's coach and a communicator. But he can't split himself to be the special teams guy and split himself to be the offensive guy, right? But if he do fool around and go to Chargers land as their head coach, he might say, hey, Kellen Moore, I know for sure for 2 seasons I worked with you and you were 12-5. Let me let you be my offensive coordinator again here, and let me bring in, my people over here. He can probably refresh that. But I don't want Dan Quinn getting all bogged down with the interviews and stuff like that. I don't care where he goes, but this is the main thing. Don't be interviewing while we got to get focus in on the Packers and whoever else we play the next week if we win. All right, but neither here nor there. They had this guy Ben Johnson. I do like his strategy as far as his offensive play callings and things like that. Here's my thoughts though. I think that the Jones family will walk all over this kid. I think that the Jones family will walk all over. I think the Dallas media, man, it will eat him up. They would eat this kid up over here, man. He don't have enough experience. And who's willing to go through some growing pains and say, hey man, but give us 2-3 years, And then of course they have Bobby. I can't even say this man Slowick. I think that's how you say this man's name. Same situation. They would eat him alive, man. If the only person, he would probably be Jim Harbaugh, would be the only guy if you want to start all the way fresh. And of course, they got Bill Belichick. Them the only two. and Jim Harbaugh, they'd be fighting by week 5. They'd be fighting. There's a fight, and it'll be more like this. It'll be just like this by week 5. Breaking news, Jim Harbaugh is in a fight, a scuffle with John Stephen Jones. They said he laid him out. He's laid out like Family Guy at the Star of Frisco. More news at 7. You know, that's just how it will be, man. It will be a scuff. Yes, it will be a fight, man. Like, hey, man, this dude got beat down, man. That's just what it is. Riverboat Run, hey, it is what it is. But I would like the if it was any choice, if they fool around and move on from Coach Mike McCarthy, my choice would be Jim Harbaugh and Bill Belichick. You know, they'll be the only two. But I'd rather is in the words of the song, "It's cheaper to keep her." It would be cheaper to keep him. That would be my mindset with all of this. All right. Let me go right here. Boom. We talked about that. We talked about this. A little later on tonight, it will be, I want you guys to tune in. Unfortunately, I would not be able to make the final word tonight, but I got to represent the NFC East and beat up on these boys who talked all of that stuff against my team. And I told them where we will be at on top. And y'all will be looking up. So Louis Tay, Bad Dog, as well as Lord Brunson, they going to be looking up tonight because the champ is in the building. The champ is in the building. But I kind of figured this thing out that I'm more like Dak Prescott. I'm more like Dak Prescott. I'm not really going to gloat about being the divisional champ. I need for us to win multiple playoff games this year. But I'm going to talk about it tonight, though. I might wear my NFC East champ hat tonight, but it is what it is. So y'all stay tuned for tonight and watch Law Nation beat up on all of those boys over there. Oh, yeah. LB, he can't duck now. Oh, my goodness, man. In the group chat, they beating the brakes off of him. Yeah. Salute to him, though. But they beating the brakes off of him. Yeah. And we pretty much covered most of this. Shout out to my guy Jay Tuck for bringing up this analysis point. DeRon Bland had a better season, or is having a better season than Stephon Gilmore in 2019. And Stephon won Defensive Player of the Year. So it's all about Chandler Jones, who had 19 sacks, which is 5 more than Michael Parsons, I believe. Bland is the Defensive Player of the Year, clearly. Hey, all I'm saying is I think he meant to say Stephon Gilmore right there, if I'm not mistaken. I think he meant to say Stephon Gilmore. Let me see what he said in the comments. No, he's not Michael Barnes. Okay, good. Yeah. So a lot of times, this is all political. For me, I don't think that the players really care about, these small accolades. But for Bland, for him to get Defensive Player of the Year, it will be a hell of an accolade for him to get. A late round draft pick to be able to get Defensive Player of the Year. And on top of that, make a deep playoff run, that'll be everything. But my guy right here, Jackson, he says this is what they want Dak Prescott to do in order to get that MVP, basically. He going to have to jump on some stuff, bounce around and get some things going, flip, hop, and make sure that he's accurate on every single thing. because so far I think that the MVP votes from Dan Orlowski, he gets an opportunity to vote for MVP, which we all know that he's biased. He got Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott as a vote, and then CMC or something like that. So my guy Jackson is showing this video. I'm going to have to repurpose that one. And, of course, my guy JT, he went through all of the numbers there of where Dak Prescott is leading in based upon these networks here. I'm not trying to make this a campaign about Dak Prescott should or shouldn't be the MVP. I really don't care whether or not he get it or not, because what we want, when we know that's an individual award, I really don't care. Just being real with y'all, I really don't care. But for an accolade, as far as for what he deserved it. But what we ultimately will say about this with Dak Prescott, he don't care. He don't care. We fighting for him to get it, but he don't care. His mindset is on something bigger than an MVP. His mindset is on that. So here's what he had to say.
Well, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, all smiles, clinched the division and the number 2 seed. Where's the hat?
I want something bigger than that.
All right, we got it. All right, and I know that. And before we talk about the postseason, can we? Well, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb.
He said he wants something bigger than that. So it's all about putting and formulating your mind to the things that you want. There's more grandiose. And we already see the hate coming. We do. Shout out to my guy, RJ Ochoa. Salute to him. He put down Dak Prescott in Week 18 versus the Washington team. He had 36 attempts, 31 completions, 86 completion percentage, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 INT. And the craziest thing about that, they had him on this list. Then they snatched him off the list and put Josh Allen on this list. Now, granted, he threw for 359 yards and 2 touchdowns, but I think he had a lot of turnovers in that game. But air is air. I guess it is what it is. Vote your FedEx Air Player of the Week. But my thing is, if you're throwing for 4 touchdowns, here's my only argument. Would you rather throw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, or would you rather throw for 279 yards for 4 touchdowns, right? That just look, you won't find a soul that will say, give me the 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. No, give me the quarterback that threw 4 of them. Not like these were rushing touchdowns, by the way. These are in the air. It's an air player of the week. That's two more touchdowns than the other 3 that's down there, Matter of fact, you can add Love and Josh touchdowns together, right? And they'll be just tied to what Dak Prescott did, but that's just what it is. So the argument would be, oh, man, more yards. Yards matter now, you know what I'm saying? The hate is real, y'all. Look, and I get it, man. I understand if you can't stand Dak Prescott. But give me the 4 touchdowns, man. Look, they praising right now Lamar Jackson. And he had about 6 games this year alone, of him throwing for only 159 to 180 yards. But when you got the defense that's better than the opposing team that you play, this is the things that happen. I kid you guys not. I had some Cowboy fans that say, well, it was against the Washington team. Anybody can do that against the Washington team. But the Air Player of the Week 2 weeks ago was against the Washington team. When Miami played Washington team, oh, man, look what Miami doing to Washington. You're like, come on. Hey, wait a minute. I thought it was just the Washington team, so he shouldn't get the award. But when the Cowboys beat up teams, it's always something that y'all got to take away. And what really makes me angry and upset just a little bit, it be our own fans. They're like, hey, man, let's wait till the playoff. Well, the playoff here now. The playoff here now, I guess. Wait till the playoff, long playoffs. All right, so we got Glenn Capers. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. We got Paul with the $5 super chat. Dak is the real MVP. Yeah, appreciate you, man. You ain't lying. Based off of those numbers and stats, and I wish we could have our defense to play like week 1, week 2. Skip week 3, though. It's week 4 defense. You know what I'm saying? Skip week 5. But week 6 and week 7 defense. If our defense can play like that, and we don't need all of those. We got 2 games at home. If our defense can give me what they did week 1 and week 2, shoot, I'm okay. We winning. Don't care who we play. And if we can get this defense to play, who else we shut out real bad this year? You give me week 1 and week 2 defense for all throughout the playoff, man. We ain't losing a single game, baby. Law, could you please ask who is the best QB and wide receiver in the division tonight? I'm curious to what their answers are going to be. Oh my goodness, K-Dub. Oh yeah, y'all give me some things that I need to ask those boys. Yeah, and they can't say A.J. Brown. And I was right when I said that Dak Prescott. See, I want y'all to rewind. What I'm going to do, this offseason, I'm going to chop up all of those NFC East roundtable shows. And every time people scoffed and laughed at me and made fun of me, I'm just going to just let the result speak for itself. They said that Dak Prescott is ass. They said he was going to pass a whole bunch of INTs this year. Yeah, I told them, and man, y'all listening to the 3-Ladder and the 4-Ladder Network. And I want y'all to go back to the very first NFC East roundtable talk. And when they asked that question, who's the best quarterback in this particular division, Lord Brunson, with his smirk on his face, he was talking about the Jalen Hurts. And I said, you know what? This is what I'll do. Because I said, you can't, he painted me into a corner. Jalen Hurts did make it to the Super Bowl. Yes, he played in the Super Bowl. Our quarterback didn't get a chance to play in the Super Bowl, but I told him that my quarterback lifted up a trophy and yours didn't, and it was the man of the year. But what I said is that, yeah, Dak Prescott with a broken thumb was still better than his quarterback. And they didn't believe me. And I said, all right, I tell you what, I will put this out there. If Jalen Hurts can replicate what he did last year, again this year, then I will relinquish. I will give up all of those years that Dak Prescott did and say that Jalen Hurts is better. But 9 times out of 10, you would not get the same results from Jalen Hurts. So, therefore, he's not better than Rain Dakota Prescott. He's been doing this for a long time. And I gave him with the old saying, a new broom can sweep that floor good, but that old broom can get those corners. And Jalen Hurts haven't seen everything yet. He haven't played through when people are conspiring against him. You know, he haven't played through a crazy coaching situation with political game. Whereas, hey, we're going to take plays away from this particular wide receiver because we want to elevate that wide receiver. And now look how Hurts is looking. I can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Short Dog said, yeah, Sam Howell equals Mahomes, according to Louis T. Yeah. And he was saying that Sam Howell is closer to Pat Mahomes than Trey Lance. You know, it's the craziest thing, though, because at the end of the day, they benched the hell out of Sam Howell. Sam Howell is I ain't going to call the young man trash, because, you know, you just never know how the world works. You know, he might be over here on our side in a few years. But I would say this, though. He ain't no Pat Mahomes. You know, hey, he's more of a, what's Pat Mahomes' brother? What's his name? Jason Mahomes. He's more of Jason Mahomes. What's Pat Mahomes? Is Jake Mahomes? What's Pat Mahomes' brother? That's who he is. Oh, my gosh. But back to this right here. I'm going to give Jason Garrett his flowers right quick. Give him his flowers.
Right. I want my flowers while I'm living.
Okay. The necessary of teaching Jackson Mahomes. Okay. Yeah. So that's Sam Howell. He's Jackson Mahomes. He's definitely not Pat Mahomes.
Right.
But here's what I'm gonna say about Jason Garrett. It was a necessary evil for 2017 to hold Dak Prescott back for doing all of that rushing. In 2018 for Dak Prescott to do all of that rushing. Because since it wasn't applied with science, concept, and scheme, and they wanted Dak to be in the pocket more, throw from outside, throw from within inside the pocket, it's a blessing and a curse. Because now some of those hard lessons that he learned is benefiting him now. Hurts is hurt mentally because he can't stay strong inside the pocket. When they blitz coming down, there's no principle, there's no concepts, there's not even a throwaway. It's a take it and run and hope. He's playing from a hope spot, a hope positioning. And even though he's blessed with the kind of caliber of wide receivers on the outside his entire career. We had an agent, and I'm not beating up my guy Dez Bryant. We had an agent, Dez Bryant, right? One year, we had all of our wide receivers were undrafted one year. I forgot, 2018. And only one guy who was drafted, and it was Michael Gallup. He was your only guy that was drafted. Everybody undrafted on that team. And then we had to pick up the phone and say, hey, let's call the Raiders, right? Those were the things that we were up against. We were still living off of old bodies, of our offensive line being dominant all the way back. See, 16 is far from 13 and 14, but 17 and 18 is far from those eras, right? And people were thinking that, hey, we still had that offensive line that was a juggernaut. Man, our offensive line always been banged up. Hurts was playing on a well-oiled machine. Offensive line, juggernaut. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Smitty, man, come on. And Goddard, come on, man, he had weapons. But, man, that's I'm going to say that for tonight. Hurts has a dislocated finger right now, though. This from Lassay, yeah. Now, which one would you prefer? A dislocated finger or a broken thumb? Oops. I'm not cheating his injury, though. But, you see he got to go through that now. You're going to have the perseverance. Yeah, we had Allen Hurns in there, man. Come on. And I still think that if we played in that playoff game, and I always tell people, and shout out to my guy, Computer, he always say, man, people play us dirty, man. They be looking to hurt all players. I would go to this right here. That year, one of the most craziest things that happened to us was that Allen Hurns injury in that playoff game versus the Seattle Seahawks. I think that threw off a whole lot of stuff because Allen Hurns was a gritty guy. He was that we had for our clear out underneath guy that would bang up and he would get into some run fits or what have you. And Dak Prescott, every now and then, he wasn't targeting him a lot, but Allen Hurns was very crucial to move the sticks. And it was
damn, Dak Prescott.
Yeah. He was very crucial in that game. So we beat the Seattle Seahawks. I think he got hurt in that game. And then when we played against the Rams, it took away some of our firepower. Yeah, it took away some of our experiences in that game, and that's why we didn't get going until like the latter quarters of that game. So he was our clear out. He was our underneath guy. Yeah, Deontay Thompson and all of that. Yeah. It was a gruesome injury, y'all. It was a gruesome injury. Yeah. So we got Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor now, so all of that stuff should be cleared away, ladies and gentlemen. O-line better practice, protect Dak on the open up some holes for TP. Yeah, Martinez. Yeah. All right, so Butler was catching everything. Yeah, we had
damn, Dak Prescott.
Bryce Butler, baby. Hey, Action Pal says stop the cap on Hurns. No, look it up. Look up Allen Hurns. I would say Allen Hurns in 2018 was a hidden weapon for us. In 2016, it was Lucky Whitehead. You know, and the reason why they got rid of Lucky Whitehead, I get it, right? But he averaged on that little jet sweep play that we did, he averaged 8 yards per jet sweep. That's 8 yards. And if you look back at that season, look up what he was able to do in that Pittsburgh Steelers game. I think they call it the did they call it the Scott Linehan special? Since Scott Linehan left, we didn't do that play anymore, but that's a whole nother story. But it was Lucky Whitehead on that play that, you know, we know all of the attention is on Zeke, but Lucky Whitehead's speed, you still had to honor it. You know, he was in on that play. And that's what made that jet sweep play special, because you didn't know whether they're going to do that jet sweep or they was going to do that damn Scott Linehan special. Look up the Minnesota Vikings game, right? That jet sweep thing, it opens up the playbook for us. And by the Cowboys getting in their own way and what have you, going to that playoff game versus the Green Bay Packers because of some personal stuff, and they had a healthy scratch on Lucky Whitehead, that took away some explosiveness, man. Hell, we couldn't do that play in that game because they didn't have Lucky. That's all I'm saying. And I know, I get it. People say, oh, man, Lucky Whitehead wasn't that important. But go back to that other Green Bay game when we played them earlier that year. It was Lucky Whitehead that opened some things up, man. But, you know, that's a whole other storyline. Coach Marv says, Focus Law, use something. I guess you sent me something on Twitter. Play that at the 10 minute and 40 second mark. I'm going to see what we can do on that, Coach Marv. Coach Marv got me right when I was about to wrap it up. I guess I give y'all some little overtime talk. We'll give you some overtime talk. Appreciate you, Coach Marv. Yeah. Somebody was like, hey, man, look at Whitehead was trash, man. Look at Whitehead was, smashing them cheeks on Zeke's low squeeze. That's what happened. And, oops, I'm talking out loud. Let me see what I can disregard what I just said.
The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
I was running from the smoke. I want the smoke.
Hey, good man.
Well,
good man.
Since we don't get to visit with you very much, what are your thoughts on the game this weekend, the Cowboys and the Packers?
Yeah, I feel good. I think, Nate and I have had some great conversations. This is the best situation for the Cowboys, obviously barring injuries and things of that nature that have taken place. But I personally think this is the best matchup that you could have hoped for. Green Bay, I don't think that they're running the ball effectively. I think that their passing game is okay. I don't think Jordan Love knows who he is, nor does their organization. So I think there's a great opportunity not only to play at home, but a great opportunity to disrupt their momentum that they have over there in Green Bay. And then, hopefully you are in a position to have a second home game if you're able to get past these guys. So in terms of the path that Dallas has right now, and the first opponent that they have on the docket, man, you couldn't have hoped for anything better. Now you just got to get these guys to make sure that they hone in on their assignments.
Hey, Coach Marv, who is that, by the way? Who is that? This is the 10:40 mark. And let's
cut out all the storylines that are surrounding this and all the emotions and go out there and take care of business.
And it started with the coach. By the coach time ago, I'm not talking about Green Bay. I'm talking only of the Cowboys. What you think of that?
I love it because he understands that this can easily get derailed, and that the focus can get swayed to him, or it can get swayed to the Cowboys organization and what happened, obviously with the Dez catch and all those things. There's a whole lot of different storylines that can really kind of go down the wormhole, but ultimately what you need to focus on is taking care of these guys, regardless of how good you think they are or how they got into playoffs. Listen, they're in the playoffs. Now you got to go out there and take care of them like you would anybody else.
Oh, yeah, Isaiah, stand back. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to you, Short Dog.
And what is your expectation for this team? NFC Championship, Super Bowl? Like, how far you think this team is going to go?
It really depends on how it lays out. I mean, right now, I think they have a great path. I mean, you look at some of the opponents that are in the NFC playoff bracket, and the ones that you have to be concerned about outside of Green Bay, you obviously being the first on your schedule, you faced them. You faced the Philly, you faced the Detroit, you faced the San Fran. So having that experience and that game tape to go back and review and knowing how your personnel matches up, knowing how your previous game plan worked or didn't work, all those things are huge advantages to the Cowboys.
All right, Isaiah. Well, thanks for checking in, man. We're glad you're doing okay. It's good talking to you. And
so, yes, and I called I just texted local milk carton company and tell them that you're okay.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you, man.
And if you need to kill about an hour and a half, you can call Nate and he'll take that whole thing up if you call him on the phone. So,
God bless, bro. Yeah.
All right, man. We'll see you.
All right, fellas. Be good.
Thanks, Isaiah. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, let's.
No doubt, Coach Marv. So you told me that we need to focus on something. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna go more into matchup talks about Green Bay Packers and what they do well and how Jordan Love he can throw that ball all over the field, y'all. Looking at his tape, he can throw all platform. He's the second. Like we talk about Dak Prescott touchdowns or what have you, right? Like. This dude is second in all of other quarterbacks with touchdowns. It's Dak, Love, and then Purdy as far as total touchdowns. So, Love, he can throw some touchdowns, and you're going to have to be disciplined on your assignments there, and you're going to have to put some pressure on him. He can move. He's not a statue quarterback. So the Cowboys going to have their hands full with that. And then you got Aaron Jones who can bounce it to the outside. Then you got the other running back who got power. So they got a good blend of lightning and thunder. They got a terrible offensive line, though. And, decent wide receivers. But you got a quarterback that can make every throw. You got a quarterback on my way out. Appreciate y'all, man, so much. You got a quarterback that went through it the right way, in my opinion. He went through the system the right way on how old school quarterbacks go through the system. Sitting on the bench, learning from a Hall of Famer quarterback, right? Picking up some of his traits and skill sets and these sorts. And now he's given the opportunity to be the quarterback of a team. So he's battle tested. He played in cold weather and in hot weather, and now he's playing inside a dorm. So, I like Jordan Love. So we will see what we can do to take away from him. He's still like Isaiah said. He haven't seen it all yet, right? So you show him some exotic looks, Dan Quinn. Get out of the interview circles, right? Focus in, throw some exotic looks, delayed blitzes, and some difference of coverages there. And he will probably give you one. But the craziest thing is that on his resume, ladies and gentlemen, he don't have a lot of INTs. I think he only have 11 for the season and over 32 touchdowns or 30 touchdowns. So that is good. Let me pull him up because the last time I looked at it, it was like that. Jordan Love, let me pull him up right quick. And this is not fear talk. This is just you got to focus in on this young quarterback. Here he is right here. So, 579 attempts, 4,158 passing yards, 32 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. That's a good ratio. That's a good ratio. Let me see how many rushing yards. He got about 250-some yards rushing. So equivalent to what Dak Prescott exhibited and exuded. And then he got 4 rushing touchdowns. So 4 rushing touchdowns and 32 passing touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns. That's a lot of production from a quarterback. So you got to isolate him and make the game, make him make the Packers be in uncomfortable situations. That's what you got to do. Make the Packers be in uncomfortable situations and stop the run. Make them one-dimensional. You want him to throw the ball a lot, right? So the ball can be picked off, tipped, get back to your brand and caliber of football. Another thing is what we benefit from is also crowd noise. So the reads, the checks, the things that it goes off balance with that, would be, hey, he won't be able to hear, so we need to be loud. We need to be loud in those stadium games. We need to make sure that we'll be an impact so that he can't go through multiple. Hey, I know Cowboys, we get comfortable. We like to have our wine and cheese at these games, but no, we're going to have to be loud so that he can't hear, right? Right. Aaron Jones, he averaged 4.5 yards per toe. Normally when I would say, hey, man, he's having a down year, take all of what you've seen on tape out the equation. Aaron Jones grew up loving the Cowboys, not liking the Cowboys, loving the Cowboys. I think I heard that Emmett or Barry, one of those two, was his favorite running back. I think it was Emmett, since he loved the Cowboys. And every time he played at Texas Stadium, he's going to try to show us something. So we're gonna have to figure out ways to get him down and stop him. And how you do that? Score early and often. You get up by 2 tubs on this team, you'll have a chance. Oops, we did that last year, didn't we? At their crib. Got up over those boys by 3 touchdowns or 3 scores, and they still came back. So they're going to be a resilient group, but we're going to have to just take care of business when we do. Cowboy Nation, man, I really thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, Aaron runs angry. Yeah, he runs angry. Thank everybody, man, for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, check out Law Nation Sports at lawnationsports.com, as well as on, I guess you can say this, on Instagram, TikTok, the X app, and Facebook. And I really appreciate y'all, man. And we will be live a little later on tonight. I thank y'all. We persevered. We gave the good fight, and we didn't give up today. Even though the internet was choppy earlier, we found out the reason. We found out the reason it was doggone Restream. And on the Facebook side, there's pulling down the bandwidth, I guess. Salute to Jay Tuck. If you see him in the chat, I see y'all say Tuck love. Appreciate y'all. Salute to all of the content creators. Some would say they're looking for the best. Who is the best content creator? They always mention those things. They throw out all of the names. They mention the names. They say, man, you ain't better than this person. You're not better than that person. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I tell people this: comparison is a thief of all joy. The reason why I say you're listening to nothing but the best is because of my voice. It's not that I see myself greater than everyone. Pride comes before the fall. Egos is just what it is, edging God out. And for anybody and anyone that did these type of content, I will give my shirt off my back for them. I will shave my beard for someone if I know it can help them. And that's life of law. So it's all about unity. It's all about working together and building something. And not making thoughts our aim. Right? No big eyes, no little U's. We all the same. I started this looking at this from a perspective that I get a chance to talk to my friends. I get a chance to talk to people who think like me, who love the same team that I love. And regardless of the moments, those who willing to carry me and also protect me in so many ways since I've been doing this YouTube craft, as well as social media now, because we're not only germane to YouTube, we're on a whole bunch of levels of different locations. I'm on Roku, I'm on Amazon, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, we on TikTok. We dominate all of those platforms. We on the X app. You probably look up Law Nation and you'll see me on MySpace. Yeah, I promise you. Yeah, I'm there, OnlyFans, I'm on there too. Law Nation's OnlyFans. We're doing the same podcast with the shirt off. For real. It's $9.99 to join it. I put some Vaseline all over me. I'm shining like a BB. Shout out to my OnlyFans. But regardless of it, this week, the Cowboys need to focus only on this game. Not on no interviews, not on the naysayers. But you can let a naysayer know, though. You know, you can't. You can't. Why are you here? What's the purpose of being here if you can't enjoy the ride? It's a roller coaster. No one want to ride a straight line. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. Y'all see me on my ups and downs. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to shed no tears right now. But we're going to figure things out, ladies and gentlemen. I had my brother to hit me up earlier today, and he said, man, he was on another podcast with another Niner guy, and he said, man, I love the fact that I know that you are Law Nation's brother. And letting Law Nation know that I started my podcast because of Law Nation. I love his thoughts and I love his input to the community. And that guy got over 5,000, 6,000 subscribers. Salute to him. I love it. I got a Packer guy who said that he started his YouTube page because of Law. So when are you, Eastside Harold, gonna start your YouTube page, right? When you gonna start it up, man? Huh? Come on, I see you in the chat. So Law Nation is a father of many, but salute to my guy Shango. He hit me up. We talk all the time on what he's able to do. That's the Godfather there. Come on with it. Let's get it. Didn't want to leave him out. Write these things down. I say it all the time. So I know my mom would want me to say it because this is her favorite saying. From Les Brown on his motivations, which I also adopted for mine. I think I said better than him. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, oh just simply, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away, ladies and gentlemen, for the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it, baby.
Damn, Dak Prescott.
Joy Taylor, come on.
What more do you want from me? Damn. Here we go. Damn. Here we go.
Let's get it, baby. Let's go get this win this week, man. Come on. Hey. All right. Let's go. One love, baby. Let's get it. And salute the prize picks. Y'all be sure to check them out. Let's go. Roll goes Yep. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Shout out to Dak Attack too, man. He's doing the Lord's work over there. He's fighting everybody, man, on Twitter, as well as his YouTube. Salute to him. Shout out to Angry Cowboy fan, too. Appreciate him. Shout out to Craven Cowboys. Salute to her. Canday, appreciate her, too. Boss Cowboys Sports, Big Game James, the OC, Botch, Foots, Mark Holmes. Now, I saw that fight with Mark Holmes recorded. He was right. Somebody said, why didn't Mark Holmes jump up and protect him? No. As a man, he was right for where he was at. He had his queen with him. That's what I would have done, too. I would have stayed with my queen. You always got to protect the what? Come on, you got to protect the queen. Now, there was some other young fellas in there. They should have jumped in between before that guy was swinging. But shout out to the Smooth who took the sucker punch and didn't retaliate. Because if that was me, I'm telling y'all, Washington would have had a whole different stadium over there. Yeah, Mark did the right thing. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Mark was like, non-violence. See, I'm more of the Malcolm X approach. Okay, all right, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Oh yeah, it would have been crazy. Yeah, it'd been crazy. But in other words, we got some breaking news, y'all. Oh my gosh, man, we got some breaking news. Did y'all hear that breaking news? Oh snap!
He answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles?
Just one more time for your boy.
Let's go Birds fly, Eagles fly.
Oh my goodness, got another one, man. Montisha, the daughter of Monte. Oh, that's 3 Jesus. Hey, let's get on up out of here, man. Just one more time, because I saw one of them in here. We ain't gonna let them off the hook.
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. ELGS. Hey, we came on a mission. It's capture or kill.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night. You know, I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Wrong here.
Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna stop, baby. All right. Y'all let me know if they get old, man, and I'll stop it. And if I offended anyone, man, charge it to my head, not my heart. And Montisha, if you watching right now, we love you over here. We can't get enough of you. To be exact, let's hear you one more time.
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. ELGS.
Legends have it that's James right there from the 302 with Montisha. That's James from the 302, man. He told me, man, he had to cut his beard off. That's why, so he can hide his identity. Salute to him, man. That never get old. Appreciate you. Boy, it ain't that many birds flying over here. God, dog. I get it. I just got it, man. Let me put the camera back on me. Oh, my goodness. You know what it is? Birds fly south for the winter. Ooh, it must be wintertime, huh?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Hey, birds fly south for the winter. Man. There's something to it. There's got to be something to it. let the street lights hit you. All alone. Wings got clipped. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could I be play it too? I'll follow.
What more do you want from me?
Come on, man. There's not one Eagle fan in here. That's how y'all do me. That's how y'all do us, man. All year. So from this day forward, if you see an Eagle fan down the line, just tell them, man, what happened to y'all on the early parts of January? What happened? We haven't seen y'all all year. Until next time.
If a baby grain can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on.
One more time. Close it out for us, Montisha.
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. ELGS,
What's your last laugh? That last laugh always give me, man. See y'all tonight, man. Salute. Peace.
Hey, ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all usually check on. Listen. I'm still involved. Woo, shut up, abortion. Hey, I'm still them boys.
Yeah!
Oh,
Here we go! Here we go!
Them boys.
Give me my
I'm still
seat.
them boys. I'm still them boys.
Right. I want my flowers while I'm living. I want me some glory hole.
I'm still them boys.
All I ask.
I want me some glory hole.
I'm still them boys.
All I ask.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor. I'm still them boys.
Stop, thief!
Yeah, I'm still them boys.